It's a hot day at the end of June. It's about 103 out right now. I have been away and haven't done anything to the yard in a good long while, but most things are still alive. Hey Charlie, are you being a little loaf in the hot sun? I don't know how you could stand this heat, Smalls. The plants wilted between this morning and the afternoon. It's a hot one. The heat doesn't stop Charlie. Okay, hi everybody, it's been a while. It's mid-July and nothing has really been growing, but I've been doing a few odds and ends sort of tasks, so I thought I'd give an update to kind of show where things are at. I think earlier I took a video that kind of showed this area all torn up. I've been watering it and I feel badly about watering it given the drought, and I think watering lawns is kind of a wasteful endeavor anyway, but I did want to get my grass that I planted reestablished, so I just kind of can't tell with both the sun and the shade, but it's growing in. And there's still there's like kind of a hump here still, and you know, over on this end it's still kind of thin, but it's getting there. Over here I have added some larger rocks. That rock pile back behind my house I've decided to put to partial use over here, and I've added some bark dust. But one thing I wanted to show was one of my bluehead gilia seeds has come up and has made this little plant here. Oh, this lighting is just not working out very well, but there you go. So I've had one plant come up and get established and seem to do all right, so that's kind of fun. If that puts out any seeds, I'll try to save them. Yeah, the area back over here is pretty much looking the same. Things have definitely been stressed with less rain, but this fern is still alive. I think that guy might be on its way out. I really haven't been watering it very frequently. We're getting the water over here, but yeah, so here's the front. Now I'll bop around to the back. Okay, now the back, which is looking even worse for wear on account of I have not watered nor mowed the grass in the back here for probably over a month, and things are starting to be stressed and die back. So Charlie sees something of interest, don't know what, but I have tried to trim up the herb garden bed right there. The bleeding heart is dying back. There's some various weeds popping up in the grass there. This area is looking alright, but a lot of the vinca is starting to go back in. This little corner I didn't dig down as deep to get the roots out quite as much, and it's showing. I just spread another little pass of wood chips over here. The spurge is getting big. Heuchera's hanging in there. Columbine is covered. You can't even see, but it's covered in aphids. And I don't know if the little seeds have I guess you can kind of hear them rattling around. Anyway, but it's all done blooming and it's put out seed heads now. I've also brought some of those rocks over here. My hope is that eventually I'll just start using these rocks to bump out. Right now I've just kind of stacked them up. I think I will not want to stack them up. I think I will want to move them out, but for now they're stacked up. And I've put more wood chips down over around the base of the apples and just try to mulch a little bit. The apple trees are looking good, and there are apples in here. There we go. There's some nice looking apples on this tree. And this tree has far more apples, but a lot of them look a lot more buggy. But yeah, so I'll have apples, which is exciting. This has been a battle. It grows out, I cut it back, it grows out some more, I cut it back some more, but it's somewhat recently been tamed. And yeah, plants on the drip system are still alive, and I have been gifted some tomatoes. I let them wilt accidentally last night, but they're getting watered now. But my aster is still growing, Oregon Sunshine is doing good, camas is starting to die back. Iris is growing in thick, lupin is hanging on, camas is dying back. My checker mallow, my meadow checker mallow is starting to bloom. And it's looking really quite pretty if it will focus. There we go. Anyway, and that is about 3.5 feet tall, the stalk there. But yeah, so that's cool. This stuff has, like, I thought it was dead. It's slowly starting to come back, these other checker mallows that got really stressed out. But I don't think they're going to put up any more bloom stalks. The milkweed is hanging in there. All the blossoms kind of fell off, but the plant is still alive. This Oregon Sunshine here has been kind of intermittently blooming, but yeah, and then my milkweed down here is looking like it's doing pretty good. I think that's one of the few plants that's really been appreciating the heat. And then still a few blossoms hanging on the geranium, and the fescue is doing well. I think later this afternoon I'm going to spend some time drawing up the planting plan for the side yard and strategizing how I'm going to get these in the ground. In other news, these ones are also still hanging on and doing alright. The Japanese maple is kind of getting real sprawly. I'm going to have to find a way to trim that up such that it grows normally and looks good. But the oxalis that I salvaged from the front yard is still blooming, and the oxalis that came out of the woods is still looking relatively happy and alive. This little bleeding heart is still alive, and my evergreen huckleberry, I think, is looking a little bit, I don't know what growth is good growth and what growth is bad growth, but I think the people had kept it trimmed pretty tight, and it's starting to send out these longer sprawling runners, so I have to figure out when and how I want to trim those back. In other news, the rock pile has slowly been disassembled and put other places. I still have these rocks, but I'm thinking about getting a heat pump, and I think the external unit will sit somewhere right in here, so I've started trying to clear that a little bit to make way for a pump site. And the bark dust pile, or wood chip pile, has slowly been dug into and spread around. My thought is that once I get this stuff planted in the fall, I'm going to start trying to pull all this debris back and start digging out an area for my in-ground vegetable garden, and then put all this material that I pull off, I'm going to push that all back on. Probably after the leaves come off the trees, I'll pile the leaves and then cover it with wood chips and let that start decomposing over the winter, and preps for vegetable garden next summer, hopefully. So that is the state of things. Still need to get to sieving those bins of soil, but things are alive. Things are doing all right despite the very little rain we've been getting. And I'm also hoping to get these trees on my neighbor's side trimmed back, because they're getting up in my power lines. I've called the city. They keep saying they're going to send someone out to evaluate, but it hasn't happened yet. So I'm hoping that sometime this summer all of this nonsense will get knocked back as well. But in any case, that's where we're at, mid-July 2021.